Hey all, okay, let's get into our latest tutorial, which is how to create an income statement. And an income statement is our second official financial statement we're going to do in accounting. We've already done the balance sheet. As you can see, I'm starting from a completely blank spreadsheet this time, just so I can do some of the formatting with you as well, with merging cells, dollar signs, underlines, all of that stuff. So let's get going. I'm going to make up the company name. Whoops, I'm going to screw up my typing. Okay, so the who, what, when is somewhat the same, but there's a little bit of difference. Obviously, we're doing this income statement now. And then the date actually is quite a bit different. We're not putting an actual date, we're putting a period of time. So let's say this is for the end of the month. So for the month ending September 30th, 20 dash dash. So you'll notice I'm doing it for a period of time. So we do an income statement at the end of a month or a year or whatever it's going to be, a 3-month period. All right, so there are 3 parts to our income statement. There's the revenue, which is the money we made, income, which is expenses, which is items that we need to pay in order for our business to run, and I'll show you some of those shortly. And then we take our expenses away from our revenue, and hopefully we have a net income, and if we don't, we have a net loss. In this case, we'll do a net income. So I'm going to list my accounts. I'll go sales and say so I'm just making these things up as I go. In this case, okay, I'm going to put advertising expense. All right, so I'm just going to use 4 expenses for the purpose of this because you'll get the point. All right, so I am just going to make this a little bit bigger. In my second column, I'm going to put in the subtotals for my amounts, and then in the final column, I'll put in my totals. So you'll see how that works. All right, so let's say we had sales of $200,000 and we made an additional fees of $50,000. Our advertising expense was $20,000 for the month. We paid $15,000 in salaries, a couple thousand on our phone, and $3,000 on our utilities. Okay, so there's a couple ways we can do this, and I'm good with either or. This third column is going to be our total, so I'm just going to go equals sum, and I'm going to add these two together. Then I'll do the same here, equals sum bracket, and I'll highlight these numbers. All right, so I can see I made 250, I spent 400, so I'm going to have a net income. And to calculate my net income, I'm going to say, take the 250, so equals 250 minus our 40,000. And I've had a net income of $210,000. So that is how much money the business made for the month. All right, so let's get into some formatting here. I need to merge these cells together. So I'm going to merge them, center them, and merge, and center, and once again, merge and center. Right, so those are my dates. Dollar signs are going to go on the top of both columns. And then also on the last column, so it looks like Google kind of guessed that we're doing a spreadsheet for income statements because it did it for me. So first, and then the final number, and then I'm going to do an underline, and I'll just use my formatting as I did before. An underline here, and then an underline here because I'm going to do some math. And then finally my double underlining. I'll have to move this out of the way a little bit. We'll do that again. Choose my double underlines. And there we go. So that is my income statement. I put my revenues first, and then I total them in the third column. I do my subtotals for my various expense accounts, and then I subtotal them in the third column. And then I take my revenue minus my expenses to come up with. In this case, the business made a net income. Let's say advertising was actually $200,000 or whatever this is. Then this would be a net loss because we can see it's a negative number, so it's a net loss. But for now, let's just say that we made some money. So there is your income statement. One small change you may see online, and I'm okay if you do this as well. Sometimes what we see is these two columns actually don't exist, or these two rows, I'm sorry, and you will often see the total just beside the last number like this. If you prefer doing it that way, I'm totally cool with that. Or if you like the idea of doing the total revenues and total expenses, I'm cool with that as well. And we still get the same answer. So this is what it would look like then. You don't have the total revenues and total expenses. You format it any way you like. The last piece of formatting I would do here is I want my numbers to be consistent. So I'm just going to go like this. Get rid of those two decimal places. And there we go. We're good to go. There you go. Income statement. Good luck on this unit.